Yes, indeed. What up, though? Come on in. I'd like to welcome you to Poetry and Conversations. You could be the one to make the conversations. That is, I'll supply the poetry. You can supply the conversations if you want to call in to the show. The number's in the description, which is 248-242-2947 if you want to call in on the topic. And the topic today is, we don't always make the best decisions. We don't always make the best decisions. That's the topic for today. So again, if you want to call in to give your piece, the number again is 248-242-2947. Damn, speaking of that, I should have had a joint close by. Hold on. I'm tripping. Feel free to call in though. You supply the conversation, I supply the poetry. And again, the topic for today is, we don't always make the best decisions. You have to live with that and deal with that. It is what it is. That's how life goes, right? Don't be ashamed of your past. Don't be ashamed of life and the obstacles and turns you might have to make and the things you endure. Because indeed, it's going to make you a better person in the end, especially if you survive it. I mean, literally, think about all the things that you've been through in life already. You survived it. You a survivor. Whether you went in head first because you had to or you wanted to, it was part of your journey. On that note, I'm gonna start off with this first piece. You may have heard it before. Listen to me. It's the battle right here. Frustration kicking in. You see, I was about to grab a drink or just sleep it off, but instead I picked up the pen. Thinking again what my future holds. The battle that's going on inside myself, believing in myself and who's really in control. See, my heart beats to the rhythm of these streets. You see, violent news is always the soundtrack. You see, I want to stay calm, but the order of action being held back makes it hard not to react. Cause see, it ain't just the blacks. You see, it's the wealthy capitalizing on our poor citizens. We settle for less food injected with stress. Look at the conditions now that we're living in. Shit. Gotta be a strong brother to be legit and not do the other. Cause killing makes for more killings, and right now these judges are not passing out football numbers. And every day I discover something I was already supposed to know. In the ghetto, moving fast, but going slow, but somehow steady going inside a circle. Cause see, the pressure can hurt you if your conscience ain't strong as your emotions. But having faith and understanding is the perfect potion. As we blend, I pretend as if I already made it. Cause see, I knew I had the gift, but between so much bullshit, see, now my thoughts became jaded. See, this ain't nothing to play with. See, my kid's sixth sense is not and got intense. So every move I make, step I take, nowadays I think about the consequence before the event. So that's why I stay sharp. The balance inside my heart. The good versus evil. And the ability to pick them apart. Know thyself. Test that poem piece. Raptalk. And speaking of knowing thyself, it's a constant battle. I just listen to them voices like what's real and what's fake. Got my juice, about to turn on with my juice. That straight juice, no alcohol. He almost got me too. Cause listen, I'm knowing I'm about to do the show. I'm getting off work. I'm passing the stove. I'm like, I might grab me a taste, but I ain't even do it. I ain't get under that poison. got me some candy though. I would, well, I guess you can basically kind of see what candy it is. They ain't sponsoring them, so I ain't about to give them too much advertising. But I went in there and got me some candy. It is what it is. I ain't get under that poison, get under that alcohol. I was gonna give me a little bit of wine, but I said, nah, I don't need that shit. I might do a little something on the weekend or something, ain't no telling, but I ain't eat it today. So this straight juice right here. Let's get into it though. Let's go on and settle down. Let's get into it. You see, there's different things when we talk about making decisions. I mean, there's a lot of different avenues we can take when we talk about this subject. I mean, it could be career paths, it could be eating habits, it could be all types of different things. We just make conscious decisions to. And I really want to do this video for the people out there to understand that you got to put too much pressure on yourself. I mean, learn to deal with the decisions you make. Learn to understand that you can overcome them. And when I say overcome them, I mean you can realize that your past is your past, and you can change character. You can grow, especially like growing life or the things that you did. I mean, it's people who done came out of incarceration, all types of things, who can come out and rehabilitate themselves, even though certain things in their past might still just follow them or hinder them on their records. I don't know how much, I mean, I thank God I ain't gonna have to do too much job searching in so many years, but I definitely remember the days of, when it comes to that one little paragraph, that one little question they always ask you, have you been convicted of a felony? And then you gotta write down, you can just be thinking like, you gonna lie, or you gonna tell them, or you gonna be honest, and just, I mean, it's like a situation you have to really just think to yourself, like, am I gonna really just tell them that, okay, I just got out the penitentiary and such and such? Now, some people do the research and some may not, but that whole ordeal of your past and just on the whole job search, when you knowing you a person who's trying to get yourself together, for the felons out there who still out there searching, you still had a chance, which is one of my poems also. I still got a chance. You can look that poem up, and I actually break something down like that. So you got career paths, choices you done made. You got people who done Like right now, you really got people that's locked up right now just a quick decision that they just made. Just was a snap, and they wish they could just have that moment and that time back. Like again, like I said, you might have heard me say this a couple of other videos, but I'm just bringing it up again. But like it's people that's dead and people that's locked up for things that's not even in style no more. You know, for certain car rims or certain cars or certain clothes and jewelry and things that the value is nothing now. But that person's life is still gone, or the person that committed the crime is still laying up, waking up on the penitentiary clock. You know, that's a sad situation. I mean, very sad. So it's like when you have decisions you make and you just look around and just think about life in itself. We all faced with choices daily. When I say daily, I really mean that. I mean daily. I mean from that actual like from that actual stop it, going to that certain gas station after you get off work, or going to that certain store. I mean, that's a decision. That can be a life changing moment just by picking a certain store at the right time or the wrong time, which is sad to say. I mean, it's sad we have to endure things like that. But that decision of just knowing you on this avenue and you're like, okay, I really need gas. I don't really know this store too much, but I'm about to take that risk. This is the one right here. But being here from Detroit is like hitting rules to some of this shit. It's like you go to the store that's in your neighborhood, go to the gas station in your neighborhood. I mean, those are certain hidden rules around here. I mean, unless it's like on a big avenue or a real big busy street that's real lit up and it's real, a lot of people just in and out from all types of different neighborhoods. Like say it was on 8 Mile or something, or Woodward or Grand River, Grasher, certain real big streets, you can dip in and out of those because it's just people from all types of neighborhoods because it flourishes and intersects through so many different neighborhoods. Those are the more safer ones and definitely more well lit up. But off of that though, you got battles. You got the inner battles that you face. You're not always gonna make the right decisions in those. I mean, let's think about it. Let's dissect it a little bit. Poetry and conversations. We got time. Even though I ain't gonna be on here too long. I think I'm gonna do these Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays to build the channel more up. Oh yeah, shout out to all the new subscribers too. I see y'all piling in and coming in. I just gotta convert all that over to the people that watch more of the content, and hopefully that push and grow even more. But it's all gonna come. It's all part of the process. But I was talking about the battles we face, like the battles within, like abuse, like say for instance substance abuse, people that's on drugs, people that took that chance at a young age who experimented, things like that. I mean, you got a chance to rehabilitate yourself in life. You just have to be strong and you have to get out your environment. You got to get away from the things that's going to remind you to do the drugs over, or the alcohol over, or whatever the abuse is, or the gambling, all the different things that people abuse, or habits you want to break. Being in that environment is going to flash back memories to make you want to do those things over. You at least want to think about it. I mean, if you was an ex-drug dealer and you steady going back to the neighborhood you grew up in, and you hanging out around people that standing on the corner, obviously on your mind is going to be some type of adrenaline rush to get back in the game, or I mean, you in the slot already, It's like that's one of the first couple of things so I've heard they say, like in substance abuse classes, as far as like drugs and stuff like that. They say like, don't go back to that environment. Try not to be around those same people. So I mean, because how could it not just put you back in that same mind state? Those are decisions. Decisions that you make. And it's a part of your journey. It's a part of your story. Like I said in the poem, Never Be Afraid to Dream. It's a part of your story. You the editor, you the author. The things you overcome and the person you turn into. Just think, if it wasn't no Detroit Red before Malcolm X, seeing the darkness and seeing the dark side and then turning to the light and having a clear vision. It took for Detroit Red then and Malcolm. It was an order. I mean, that's order. That's life. But obviously, the course of his ordeal, he made a conscious decision. Consuming in life, that's what it do. Let's move on to the next. Speaking on decision making. Like we done went over the career paths. Because it could be many. Which thoughts change. That's why they have college and things like that. I actually think like college, the person is already too young. I mean, some people do have a clear head of what they want to be and what they want to do at a real young age. I mean, but let's face it though. How many people in their career at the age of, like you graduate from high school, you like 17, 18, then you go to college, or if you go in that right transition real quick right after high school, you like 19, 20. You ain't pretty much figured out life yet or what you really want to do. You just taught mentally you're supposed to keep busy and do something and go to college. I mean, that's the old fashioned way, of course. But it's still, just think how many people that we know that's walking and living out with all types of degrees, but they not working in their field that they went to school for or whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, the knowledge and the experience, that's definitely something you can take with you forever, because sometimes I think like, damn, I'd probably look at certain things different if I just went off to school, just the whole experience. I mean, the parties, it's crazy I'm thinking about the parties. I mean, but the whole imagery of just a whole bunch of other people just being placed somewhere trying to figure it out. I mean, that's an experience within itself. Maybe that's why they called the show A Different World, because it was a different world. Shit. I mean, that's one subtle way of looking at that title. I mean, you all just placed you all young people just trying to figure it out just on your own. But like I say, that's a decision. But then when you grow up and you just see like, damn, okay, was it worth it, or was it time just spent on just an experience? But the career path just change. That's just life. You can be good at this, but you might do this. I mean, it's all where your energy take you, or the opportunities that come your way. Those are decisions, and we have to live with that. Because you can find yourself being someplace complacent for years or moments, but you have to move on that. But it's a part of your journey. So speaking of journey, I'm gonna get into this piece I wrote called "Enjoy the Journey." It's another piece I wrote. This one called "Enjoy the Journey." If I can remember, if I can remember the first line of the one. Oh yeah, here you go. I got it. Listen to me. The leaves come before the trees. Don't forget the roots. And everything had its beginning. That's what we learned as a youth. And the truth is, it ain't no shortcuts, just hard turns. Roadblocks, detours, everything's hard earned. If the model to follow was the same, there'd be no change and there wouldn't be no reason for me to stay in my lane. but I maintain. Study my peers, open my ears, listen what's being told, and I face my fears. Gears turned in direction for me to reach my highest. I do it for my people, because for my culture, I'm biased. Listen to me. Your seminars and workshops are not worth my time. I rewrite and research and probably start mine. I'm good with my hustle, my struggles, my image. Do what I love until God says I'm finished. I love what I do, so bullshit don't concern me. When it takes time and effort, so enjoy the journey. You must enjoy the journey. Raptalk, that's that piece. Enjoy the journey. You got a path. Always remember that your path is your path. And we got the career paths. We went over that. We went over the battles we faced, the abuse, with substance abuse. Even though it could convert it over to this next sector of decision making, which is relationships, which is a powerful one also. You have to be careful with that. I mean, because you could be in some situations that can have you just lost forever or down a path forever that you didn't want to be in. But that's part of making decisions. That's a deep one right there, especially when kids involved and things like that, or when you take it to levels to where it's hard to get out of, or you in a situation to where be financially anything, any type of burden, but you still understanding it all started with that decision you made. I mean, y'all know how this shit go. I mean, from the first time seeing or meeting somebody, when you had that little glow, that little twinkle in your eye, and you taking the person for who they are as the representative of face value. It is what it is. But it's the decision making over time as it gets stronger and stronger and build and build and build. It could be, not all the time, but it could be. That makes it hard to even get out of. So you have to just make the right decisions. Know the things to look for, or understand what you want to be a part of or what you don't want to be a part of. Because sometimes just the whole ordeal of a situation, it can, like I say, you can be stuck. I say, especially when kids involved, you got kids. But don't get me wrong, you can still get out of it, but it's just a little harder if you got kids, especially at a real young age. You're going to sacrifice a little bit more, especially when you care. You're going to try to find a way to make it work. But the initial decisions beforehand, I mean, that's just a whole battle. You can always say it could have happened, it shouldn't have happened, it should have got this far, we shouldn't have went this far. I mean, look how people, they might, when they have an ex, they thinking like, I wish I never met that. You know what I'm saying? It'd be an all-out war. That's why they say it's all fair, love and war, because they get in thinking like, okay, I wish I never met that person or whatever. But you can be bonded for life, but it's just a different level. But it all starts with a decision. Some of us, we don't make the right decisions. That's why I initiated it with the title of that, because you can't feel down on yourself, or you can't feel like, okay, well, I'm so much in a slump to where, okay, how did my life end up here? And then you just not even thinking about the future no more. I mean, it's people that's actually out there living like that day to day, thinking like, okay, like how did I end up in this situation with 5 kids with a person I don't even care about or like? It's like it's a business arrangement. We just working this out because we need each other for the rest. But meanwhile, mind is just somewhere else. But it all comes with decisions, though. It's just how life works. But you can recover from it all. That's why you have to remember that. I'm gonna get into another poem and piece, though. I'm gonna see what I jotted. I was thinking about Well, I'm probably gonna end it off. Never be afraid to dream. I told you I told you I'm gonna beat that damn poem in y'all head. I never be afraid to dream. That shit gonna stick with y'all forever. Just like it stick with me forever. I think I'm end up with that one though. Let me see. I think I got one more I want to throw in before I do. Never be afraid to dream though, because it's about decision making. And one thing too, when you make decisions, I mean, have faith in them. Believe in your decisions. I mean, go in them with the right intentions. It ain't always got to be to the negative. It ain't always got to just turn for the worst. It's every decision you make. You got to be a believer. So now I'm going to get into this piece I wrote called Believer. Listen to me. Listen to me. I feel it. I know it can happen. I pray. I work. My thoughts have turned to actions. I believe in meditation. I believe in me. When belief is low, talk to God. I walk through the dark with my wisdom seeing light. I made it through the struggle because I had belief in the fight. I jumped in the water with the thoughts of sink or swim. Nah, I take that back. My thoughts were swim, swim, swim. I made it. I made it because I had belief. I made it, my people, because my strength runs deep. Raptalk. Snap, 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 snap. I don't want to have y'all on no loner note, but the initial title was just to rethink things, think about life, think about the decisions you make. And sometimes, I ain't gonna say sometimes, but most of the time, you gotta think about the other people's around you when you make decisions also. It depends on what type of predicament or situation you in. Because sometimes a decision you make, it could be detrimental to somebody else. I mean, or it could help somebody else path their career. I mean, especially when you got situations when it's more than one person, or say for instance, if relationships, stuff like that. Just because I'm making a decision or you making a decision, it still can be discussed for the next person, things like that. Because you just never know where it could just take you. But it is what it is. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I always remember to never be afraid to dream. I want to give a shout out to all my new subscribers that have been tuned in to the channel. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna tell you something, especially for all my content creators out there. Get on them shorts. Start making them shorts videos. That definitely help your channel, to boost your channel up, and to get some traffic and some people through there. Just be creative, make some shorts, and keep pushing them out. I mean, it's definitely helping me. But this is a week thing. I come with this information, come with this game, and I hope I can help somebody. That's what I want to do. In the mix of helping myself, being therapeutic and getting this game out, I also want to touch souls out there and help you get some balance in life also, and just do something positive today. Get something done, like I say. Make that phone call. After you watch this video, make some type of connection. Not just a social media connection or the foolishness. You got a life ahead of you. Get some work done. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna put in my community sections when I'm gonna do these poetry and conversation videos so people can be aware. I'm looking at Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sunday at 6 o'clock. Like I say, until I pump the channel up more and more, then I might go down to one day and do a little bit longer, or 2 days and do a little bit longer. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in, though. Flick this video, share this video to somebody who might need it, or watch it again. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, get the merchandise, all that. Appreciate y'all. Raptalk.